Hi Seekers, welcome back to our series Scry with Me, where we tune into divine messages to share with the collective. Let's see if this reading for today, this week's reading, resonates with you. So, for this week's reading, we're going to be using Sculptor in the Sky by Teal Swan, connected to the multiverse. And something celestial here is taking place. I don't know. That's just what I'm getting. We also have our charms here ready to go. We'll be doing towards the end of the reading. We're going to be using the Light Seers Oracle. I swear, this Mercury in retrograde got me saying the darnest things. I know this is a tarot deck, but I want to say Oracle. Never mind that. Anyway, all right, let's see what's in our first message from the Sculptor in the Sky. Relinquish his or her incredibility is an important role and power in the universe at large, and therefore is not living in his or her full potential, and is unhappy because of it. All right. First message here. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the second message, shall we? That is observing thoughts you are thinking. So the first of the sentence says, there is a bigger mind that is observing the thoughts you are thinking. Okay, that is the second message. All right, third and final message before we head into the tarot. Okay, the direction of self-harming pride. So in the beginning of the sentence, it says, when a person becomes insecure, the ego goes in one of two directions, either in the direction of self-harming humility or the direction of self-harming pride. All right, so again, we're having some technical difficulties. That's where I'm going to have to invest into some other way of recording this, because this is, I think, like the third time this has done this. I literally just threw this at the phone. I got really upset right now. Then again, the energy of this reading is very much in the sense of how I just handled the situation. Okay. So the first tarot card we had a lot of reversals here. We had the reversed Knight of Swords, reversed Death card. We also had the reversed Hierophant, okay, as well as the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Wands. We got for Oracle Conflict, as well as the Lovers, okay, Sunstone Empowerment, as well as Sexuality and Teacher. Okay, let's do this. Swords, unfocused, scattered energy, impatience, acting too quickly, a need for some sort of logical solution. So I had tied this to, whoever this individual may be, which I have a high feeling that it's the masculine energy, because this twin card came up, basically twin soul card came up. And I was just thinking about this crystal card before doing this reading. So I had an intuitive feeling that this was going to come up in today's reading. So yes, I feel like this is tied to the masculine, right, of this twin collective soul reading I am doing. So the masculine is too much in the logical to be going back into the soul self, the part that is connected to the divine, right? So this is where I feel like the masculine has pretty much just kind of tried in some sense to relinquish his connection and role that he was inevitably born to partake in, to pursue, right, to enact on it. There was this unpredictability. So maybe the masculine was going through a lot, and it was just like, man, like, how much do I have? Like, how much more do I have to go through in order to prove that I'm worthy of a peaceful life, that I'm worthy of, security, right? I feel like this masculine has definitely gone through the works when it comes to, things that have to do with the physical here. So like finances, sustaining some sort of independence with oneself, especially. The death card upright usually means some sort of transformation, but in reverse, it means a heck of a lot something else. So let's read what that means together. Clinging to the past, fear of change, holding on to old ideologies, sentimental attachments. That's that physicality I was talking about. Holding on to these attachments, these limited viewpoints of the self that only keep you in one sort of reality, right? And the moment the universe is trying to intervene and pull you out of this limited reality, you start, they start freaking out, right? End of hope. I definitely feel like this masculine energy has gone through the works, not just the pizza kind of the works. I mean, like, has literally gone through things that could shatter anyone, right? And I feel like they try to relinquish this because they don't want to deal with the pain of, not the pain, but there's pain that comes through with transformation. They don't want to deal with all that came along with spiritual awakening and unlocking his divine gifts. The Hierophant in reverse, basically, I think it said something about ego-based leadership from what I remember before the camera had shut off. So the Hierophant in reverse, ego-based leadership was about doing things only for the self and not realizing that the mission was, the reason why they were born here is to fulfill the unity conscious contract that they initially signed up for, right? So the third message here is the direction of self-harming pride. Tie that to ego-based leadership and you got yourself somebody who is just in it for themselves, right? At least that's how they were brought up in this life. Maybe that's something that was an influence that they grew up around. That's maybe how the masculines who were around them raised them to be and how to see things in this world, when in far fact we are far, especially when you have a divine mission, you are far from that level. And the moment you try to get into that level, that's when the universe is going to grab you by the fucking hair, the back of the neck, back of the shirt, and yank you out of this bad karma that one's making for themselves. Okay, we got the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords upright. Deception or betrayal. So I definitely feel like the reason why this masculine energy has gone through this, I'm done, I don't want to do this no more, I give up, I don't want this gift, I don't want to anything to do with any of this universal alignment, is because they have experienced some sort of connection here that has led them to believe that things were otherwise than what they seem. Meaning they had a false reality trying to be projected into this world, knowing it's not about what that, even though we can envision our reality and we can shape our reality and shift our reality, there was something here about the reality being only to be able to suit the self, which in turn created resistance, and which is why the universe had to intervene. Universe bearing witness to true intentions, basically. So the masculine was trying to get away with something here, which the universe saw and was like, yeah, we're not having that. We're not having that. We're not playing it that way. This is not what you came here to do, okay? So, I mean, that be in any shape or form. That could be through vices. That could be through karma that one was making. That can be just even simply through words that were spoken. It can be anything. And the universe, in some way, in some shape or form, came in, yanked them out, and he started freaking out, basically. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, upright, creativity, passion, determination, confidence, joy, bold expression, helping others as you build your queendom. In a sense, connecting. So because the masculine was so in tuned with the logical, with the wounded masculine energy, this card acts kind of like as a reminder to tie back into the feminine, right? To tie back into your, this is part of the soul mission here, was to be immersed in creativity, your passions, to be determined, to be confident, right? The universe doesn't want you to be feeling the way you were just feeling, that feeling like you just wanted to give up, you know? But it had to remind you in some way to take you out of the current perceived reality you were in, to remind you to go back into your joy, to be bold and to express and, to help others. That was the main mission here that someone forgot. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the oracles here, and then we'll get into the charms. Okay, so you have pulled this first card here, the conflict card today, as a sign that there's currently conflict within your world. Conflict can be a huge catalyst for change and growth, and it can work as a positive energy in your life, allowing the light to be shed on situations that will bring much healing and transformation. Conflict, be reminded, is a natural part of life and highlights moments that may require more awareness, right? This is why the universe intervened, because there needed to be some sort of expanded consciousness within the soul self, right? What are you contributing to in this situation? Why and how are you entangled, are some questions for you. And then, is there a lesson for you at hand? Next card we have was the Soul Connection Crystal. So the Lover's card has arrived today as a reflection that a deeper love is flowing into your life. It could be an expanding love in your current romantic relationship, or possibly even yourself. If you have asked about a certain person, this card can reflect that this relationship is a soulmate connection. You may have been waiting for this kind of relationship to manifest, in which you've been, you feel like you have a deep connection with another. It has now arrived. Whatever your situation may be, this card is confirming that you are currently attracting a soulmate connection in your life. This is why the universe intervened. Because maybe you were connecting with someone, which I even said earlier, that there was something or someone or something that you were trying to project a certain reality onto, that it wasn't them, that wasn't it, right? And now, because the universe intervened and you had no choice but to let go, right? You are attracting a soul connection here. Okay, the next card we had was Sunstone Empowerment. So even though this masculine or even feminine, could be both. I mean, they're both connected here, right? Both one and the same. They're being reminded that if you've been sitting on your potential and power, sitting on the sidelines, it's the perfect time to dance into your own light. There's no need to make excuses anymore. There's a rebirth happening here, a facilitation of transformation, a connection to the divine source of all things. You can't avoid it, no matter how hard one tries. Teacher. So with the teacher card, I'm seeing here, there's, wisdom of the inner self, connects you to your teacher guides in the higher realms. These are basically, your guides are the ones that intervene, not like just the universe at hand, but you have specifically some soul ties here around you that you may not physically see, but on a spiritual level, they are here implying some sort of divine intervention into your life. And they're reminding you that this is an important turning point for you to learn, for your soul's learning journey. You have been receiving signs, inner knowing, and hunches around situations in your life. And this card is another confirmation that you have been already connecting with your inner teacher. You're being encouraged to work closely with your guides. And if you have asked for guidance about a specific person, places, or things, just know that this soul has much to teach you and will play a significant role in your life. Maybe that's what this connection is, right? This is about moving on and learning, experiencing and learning. And simply with the sexuality card, I see that as something that's primal, that primal life force energy. So I feel like who this is for, you're going to have to really hone into that inner wild side that you have in order to create and build this life, this mission that you were meant to fulfill, right? This is about tuning into your wild sexual self in order to bring out the inner joy. It's about really tuning into your body's innermost desires and passions in order to activate this Queen of Wands energy. Because you can't just be one energy all your life. You really have to find that balance, that equilibrium between both energies here, which is also why we have this card too. We're going to go ahead and pull some charms, and then we will close out this reading, okay? Okay. Source, universe, what charms are needed to be shown for this Fly With Me reading before we close out for this reading? Okay, we got the tree of life here. We got a foot, and we got another foot. Oh, we got a paw. Okay, so the paw automatically already makes me think of dog, right? And with wolf symbolism, that's the pathfinder. That's somebody that does, somebody who is connected to the wolf. Maybe the masculine has, a wolf totem they are connected to as well. It's funny because it's like, you have the human foot and then you have the paw here. The wolf is connected to our emotional side too, that primal energy. I was talking about the sexual side, the emotional side of oneself, the wild side. So it's like stepping into the wild side here. I don't know if you can see that, but basically that's what I feel like. It's about walking the earth, walking the path, right? Because we had the tree. Our feet are closely connected to the roots of the tree. So the roots is the subconscious of, when it comes to shamanism, you got the roots, which is like the subconscious, the trunk, which is like the middle world, our current reality, and the branches are what reaches, source, the universe, the divine. So I really feel like once you allow yourself to walk on the roots of the subconscious, of the self, that's where the greatest healing takes place. Any more messages? Let's see. 8. So the number 8 is also going to play a significant role in your life. And it's funny because the number 8 also means it's a twin flame symbol, the infinity symbol, right? The figure 8 is the twin soul connection symbol, connection number, right? As well as 11. All right, well, I think this concludes this reading for this week's Scry With Me reading. I really do want to say thank you for joining in and excuse the kind of chaotic energy that came in with this reading again. This Mercury retrograde has really done some kind of work on me today. But nevertheless, I'm happy to bring this message for you. If you would like to book a more personalized private reading, I am open for readings. So I welcome you to book a reading with me. Until then, take care, and I'll see you next time, Seekers. Bye.